On my last high school football game, my coach asked me, "I know you can't walk, but can you give me one last tackle?" "Coach, I think I have a concussion." My words came out slurred and everything looked foggy. "Then you can kiss college goodbye, you big black sissy." He stood up and walked away, like he hadn't just threatened my entire future. I'd taken a brutal hit in the third quarter, the kind where you hear the crowd gasp and everything goes silent for a second. My bell had been rung hard, but I'd stayed in because that's what coach forced me to do. This was the championship game, and scouts from 3 colleges were in the stands. Everything I'd worked for since middle school came down to these last 8 minutes. My head throbbed with each heartbeat. The pain started behind my eyes and spread like fire across my skull. When I tried to focus on the scoreboard, the numbers wouldn't stay still. They floated and merged together like they were underwater. My stomach churned and I had to swallow hard to keep from throwing up right there on the sideline. My legs felt like jelly as I tried to stand. The stadium lights seemed too bright, and there were 2 scoreboards instead of 1, but I had to get up or else coach would do those bad things to me again. My teammates started chanting my number. The crowd joined in. Even through the fog in my brain, I could hear them screaming, 23, 23! The sound made my head feel like it might explode. Each chant was a hammer hitting an anvil inside my skull. I gripped the edge of the bench trying to steady myself, but my hands were shaking. Sweat poured down my face even though the November air was cold. Something was seriously wrong, but I couldn't let anyone see how bad it was. My girlfriend Marlene broke away from the cheerleading squad and ran over. She was saying something, but her words sounded underwater. I just wanted her to touch me good. I could see her mouth moving and tears on her face, but couldn't understand what she was trying to tell me. She grabbed my arm trying to keep me on the bench, but I shook her off. Her face blurred into 3 faces. 3 Marlenes all crying and pulling at me. I blinked hard, trying to make them merge back into one person, but it didn't work. My brain couldn't process what my eyes were seeing. Everything was broken and wrong, but I kept moving toward the field because that's where coach wanted me. The trainer hadn't cleared me to go back in. He'd been checking my pupils with a flashlight when coach called me over. Protocol said I needed to go through concussion testing, but coach didn't care about protocol when championships were on the line. He cared about winning and the trophy and his reputation. I stumbled onto the field and everything tilted sideways. The yard lines weren't straight anymore. They curved and danced like snakes. But I lined up in my position anyway because that's what Warriors did. That's what coach always said. Warriors played through pain. My knees buckled when I got into my stance. The field rushed up at me, then backed away like ocean waves. I had to put my hand down to keep from falling over completely. The defensive coordinator was screaming plays, but the words were just noise. Nothing made sense anymore. All I knew was I needed to hit someone when the ball moved. The quarterback called the play and I tried to focus. My job was simple. If the running back came my way, I needed to stop him. 1 tackle. That's all coach wanted. 1 last hit to seal the game and secure my scholarship. Easy, but it wasn't easy. My vision kept splitting and merging. The ball snapped and time slowed down. I saw the handoff happen in slow motion. The running back turned the corner heading straight for me. This was it, my moment. I planted my feet and launched myself forward with everything I had left, but my body didn't respond right. My legs pushed off at different times. My arms reached for a player who wasn't where my broken brain thought he was. The world spun in 3 different directions at once. I missed completely. He juked left, and I'd gone right diving at empty air. My body hit the turf hard and I couldn't get back up. The stadium went quiet, except for a ringing in my ears that sounded like a fire alarm. The impact sent lightning through my skull. I felt something pop inside my head like a balloon bursting. Warm liquid trickled from my nose, and I knew without touching it that it was blood. My arms and legs wouldn't respond to commands anymore. I was a puppet with cut strings lying broken on the 50-yard line. I was on my back when faces started appearing above me. My teammates took off their helmets one by one, and I'll never forget their expressions. Wesley looked horrified. Ion turned away immediately. Keon actually threw up right there in his helmet, making chunky sounds that echoed through his face mask. Marlene pushed through them and dropped to her knees beside me. Tears streamed down her face, smearing her eye black. She was screaming something, but I still couldn't understand. Everything was just noise and pain and confusion. My parents appeared next. My mom's hand felt cold on my face. My dad was yelling at someone and pointing at the sideline. Even through the fog, I could hear Coach Bartlett in the background. The kid sucked a bag of D's anyway. He said it loud enough for everyone to hear. Those words cut through the confusion like a knife. After 3 years of giving everything to this team, that's what I was to him. The trainer finally arrived with a backboard. Paramedics surrounded me asking questions I couldn't answer. How many fingers was he holding up? What day was it? Did I know where I was? As they started to strap me down, I used every bit of strength left to raise my hand. I pointed straight at Coach Bartlett, who was already walking away from the scene. "Call the police." On him. Full story link below.